Center camera, Scott Osborne. All right. Hey, everybody. How are you? Welcome to Lunch Break with ATI. I'm Cindy Collins, one of the co-founders here at Actors Theater of Indiana, the resident professional theater company at the Center for the Performing Arts in good old Carmel, US of A. And today I have the great pleasure of having the cast of Route 66. Here they are, my fellas. I have the honor of directing and choreographing the show, and they've made it very easy for me. And they're all absolutely wonderful and super talented, and Actors Theater of Indiana is so very lucky to have them on board for this production, which runs February 2nd to the 18th at the Studio Theater at the Center for the Performing Arts. But I will recap that and remind you again before we end this little segment. But so here we are. So here is my friend Eric Olson. We know each other for 30 years.
Right out of the gate.
Coming in low.
We met when we were 10.
Wow.
Yeah. Kieran Danaan,
Mm-hmm.
Brett Mutter, and Craig Underwood. And here they are. And all of them, at one time or another, have done productions with Actors Theater of Indiana. Eric's done, my God, Drood,
Cabaret,
Violet. And Violet. I think that's it.
Some Christmassy things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Christmassy things. That's what we just call them. We just
Happy
call
winter.
them Christmassy things. ATI's Christmassy things. That almost sounds a little... It's like a midnight show. And then Kieran did Mr. Confidential, which closed the last season.
Mm-hmm.
And Brett did 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. God,
Yep.
He was so good in that. And Craig was in Sweeney.
Mm-hmm.
Or Sweeney, was that it? Sweeney Todd?
Route 66,
And
the first one.
And the first Route 66.
And then a reading for the Liar's Bench.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Excellent. Yes. So Craig returns to Route 66,
Yes.
but it is a completely different show from what you did before, which as it should be, and because I didn't do the last production, so you always got to put your little mark on it, your little stamp on it. So as a director and choreographer, and the last one was great, but this one's going to be great too. So got a few little surprises. Got a few little surprises in it, and little switcheroonies. But let's talk about and the show. Listen, just real quick about the show. It travels from Chicago to L.A. as the song says, and the song Route 66 is in the show. And in fact, we just ran over from rehearsal where we were working on that song. We're reviewing now, reviewing and cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. So, because we open next Friday. But
Woo!
woohoo! Be there! Be there! February 2nd, opening night. But, yeah, like the song says, it's all that music. They start in Chicago and they wind their way out to L.A. And it's all the, like, late 50s, I'd say late 50s kind of bebop music. And then you get into more of the country feel when you get into Oklahoma and Arizona. And there's a few songs about truckers, too. We hit that. And then once they hit California, it is all Beach Boys, Jan and Dean, Paul Revere and the Raiders, all that early 60s music that was so popular. And Dead Man's Curve and Fun, 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 I Get Around and all that good stuff. But anyway, let's talk about you. Enough about the show. Let's get into the nitty gritty. So Eric Olson, you live here now, as I do.
Yes.
But you're an East Coaster.
East Coast.
Like I am.
Yeah, Boston originally.
Boston.
Grew up there. We met in New York.
We met working in the city.
Well,
West Side Story.
West Side Story.
Yeah.
Many years ago.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, but I've been here for almost 18 years.
Yes. When you got here, we saw each other. I said, "What are you doing here?" You said, "What are you doing here?" That was a surprise.
And here we are.
Right. Well, so, right. So, and you, mister, you grew up here.
I did. I was born here in Indianapolis, and then we moved up to Fort Wayne when I was 5.
Mm-hmm.
Fort Wayne.
Yeah, right.
And
just like right, just like your choreography.
yeah, indeed, yeah. Keeping it real here at Route 66. And then I went to college in Fort Wayne, and I went to grad school down in Alabama, and then I live in Manhattan now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been all over the place.
Yeah, as all actors are. That's the way it is, you know. Brett, Go.
I live here in Indianapolis now. I grew up in Dayton, Ohio. Went to school in North Ohio. I've lived all over the place too. I was
Right.
in New York City, Chicago for a stint, and Spelling Bee was actually my first exposure to Indianapolis theater scene. So
Wow.
kind of caught the bug, and
Yeah.
now I reside here.
Oh, yes. Yes. Excellent. Mister?
I grew up in Hamilton County.
Yep.
I went to Hamilton Southeastern High School, went to Ball State University.
Yeah, chirp, chirp.
Now I live in New York, and yeah,
Excellent.
parents live in Carmel.
That's right, because you stay with your folks when you come
I
in.
do.
Yeah, and you stay, and Kieran, you stay with your.
And I stay with my folks because they
Yeah.
live out in McCordsville.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That is a bit of.
Right
that's a-
next to a vineyard.
Oh.
Cheers.
Oh, I like
Oh
that
yeah,
one.
indeed.
Oh my God! So let me ask you guys something, and I asked this, and you know, we all get asked. Business. Why? Why are we in this crazy business that we're in? Right? It's hard. It's one of the hardest professions that there ever will be. Okay, I do think, but I think it's one of the most noble ones because what we bring to people, you know, on the stage. It's the live performing arts. There's nothing like it in the world. So, I mean, what made you even start? Now, listen, you're a musician. You play the cello.
I do.
You play the saxophone. Do you play saxophone a
No.
little bit?
No.
Just the
I
cello.
did in the last Route 66
I know.
play the
God.
saxophone.
That's why I thought you did.
I could pick up instruments pretty well.
played the
but
But
I,
you really are beautiful. You're
I
beautiful.
played trombone for a long time
Okay.
in high school and all of that, and was originally music performance major in college. And then my voice teacher at the time, like high school and into college and things like that, David Young, who's now passed, and his wife Joellen Young, really kind of mentored me and kind of made all of this explode in me, and like I had to do it, and I just, you know, I'm lucky to do it.
So they were like, "You're crazy. You have to be in musical theater."
Yeah,
You know,
a
like,
little
what
bit.
are you thinking? You
Yeah.
have a great voice. You're hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, you're a good actor. very
Yeah,
good
and they
actor.
ran a theater in town, and so I taught classes with them and
Yeah.
participated in shows. That's where I started directing.
Yeah.
And that was like in 2004. I'd kind of left theater a little bit, and in 2004 kind of got back and like fully immersed back into it.
Yeah, and
all
lucky
that.
for everybody, whoever sees you on stage. How about you, Mutter?
I always enjoyed singing when I was younger, but I didn't actually get into theater until high school. And kind of did it as a hobby, and then went to college as a music education major. I played piano, and was doing that for about a year, and then I was like, screw it. I want to perform, you know, theater professionally. So I changed my major. And I really think college was when I kind of found my acting chops.
Right.
Like, I always enjoyed singing. I was in choir and stuff, but I
Right.
was not an actor, was not a dancer.
Right.
So kind of honed in on those skills in college, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, you honed in, all right. 'Cause no, really, you're a great actor. I mean, when you 25th annual, you know, Putnam County Spelling Bee, he was Barfay, and the kid, all the kids are a little wacky. Okay, in that show, if you've ever seen that show, they're all a bit kind of, a little bit of misfits almost, and your character spelled with your foot
Yes.
to get the
magic foot.
the magic foot, spelled with your foot to get the word. And but you would do things on stage that were, I would watch you, you know, and the beauty of being such a great actor is you're always present, you're always doing something. You know, your character doesn't, just because you know the line, your character isn't dormant. And you did some stuff, and I was like, oh my God, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. There was one thing you did, and now I can't even remember it, but it was so great. I don't know what it was. You talked to somebody, like, it was like, I cannot even remember it, but I think it was you were talking to, like, your big mother in
My
the
mom.
audience, in the
Yeah.
audience.
Right before the ending,
Yeah.
I was like envisioning my mom out there. I was like
Yeah.
having a conversation
Yes,
with her.
it was great. I mean, that's what, as an actor, that's what's so much fun to do, is when you create your character, do those little extra things. You know, it's not all in the script, you know?
Well, thanks. I'd been waiting to do that one for a while, so it was fun.
Yeah, check.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right? I know. Check that off. Go, man.
Well, I first got into it when I think the national tour of The Sound of Music came through Indy, and the Maria sang at St. Luke's on a Sunday, and I was a part of the children's choir, so I sang with her, And the whole congregation was there. It was like 2,000 people.
Yeah,
and
that church is huge.
I was like, I like this. And then I never did anything theatrical ever again until middle school up in Fort Wayne. And that's where I got into community theater up there. And then I gave it up for a couple of years, and I went to DePaul out in Greencastle.
Yes.
I almost went to DePaul.
Well,
Not DePaul,
so,
DePaul.
DePaul. Well, listen to this story. So here I was, and I was studying, international politics and English, thinking I was going to be a lawyer. And then I had one class left to fill, so I was like, oh God, I'll take an acting one class. And there was one spot left in this class, so I was like, oh God. So of course, I'm doing this stuff, and my professor stops me one day, and he said, what are you studying? And I said this, and he went, no, you're an actor. You have to be an actor. And that's what set me right back off. So that was a little over 10 years ago, and yeah, that's all she wrote. That's all she
Well,
wrote.
court lawyers are actors.
Oh my God, yeah.
They have to be. My brother's a.
Yeah.
He's. You have to be. You have to have that. Energy. You have to have that way of speaking.
Presence.
To win your case. I mean, you must.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What?
She's like, oh no.
Oh.
As the youngest kid in a large family,
Yes.
I grew up
Oh,
with
Yeah. Right.
theater.
9 or 10 of you in the
I'm
family.
the youngest of 10.
Whoa.
And
Yeah. God bless your mother.
oh God rest her soul. We would act out Jesus Christ Superstar and Joseph and Tommy and
You had a full
things.
cast.
We did, yeah. And sometimes you had the swing or the understudy because there were too many of us. So it was always present. And then in junior high, I joined the drama club to meet a girl.
Yeah.
Didn't work out. She
Right.
didn't know I existed. But that kind of set it off. And
Yeah.
I was in college planning to be an English teacher. I wanted to be Robin Williams in Dead Poets Society.
Great.
But then a friend of mine who was a year older than me went through the whole grad school process. And I was like, that sounds intriguing. And
Yeah. I can't imagine you
went-
anything else. You're so good.
Oh,
I mean, you're such a good actor.
Well, I'm not even good at anything else.
Well, you are, because you're smart.
Well, you do what you got to do. But yeah, and so then I just never looked back.
Right, you kind of never look back because you kind of can't.
Yeah.
Right, like once you do it, you're just like, well, this is it.
Yeah.
It's in for a penny,
Lean
in for
in.
a pound. You got to either you go for it or you got to just you got to scrap it. You know what I mean? It's like perseverance. I always say perseverance keeps you in this business. When other people fall by the wayside and they don't stick to it, and you're still there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
The more you can do, the more you work. You direct. You know what I mean? You choreograph. The more you can do, right?
Totally.
The more you'll work in this business, right? You play instruments. That's gonna be the more you're gonna work. You know what I mean? So guitar, accordion, cello, whatever, piano, anything. The more skills you have, the better for you. You know what I mean? I don't play a damn thing. I'm like, to Kieran percussion.
Yeah, I'm like,
Check it.
kabasa,
Hey,
kabasa.
claves.
But you
I
have
can do
the
a mean
dance.
bongo. So that's about it. So.
The hambo.
But, yeah, we got that going. But God. Yeah, we do a little ham bone in the show, and that was a day of nervous breakdowns. But
One of many.
that's what rehearsal is for. That's what it's
Absolutely.
for. That's what rehearsal
Absolutely.
time is for. That's the time to be, oh crap.
Yeah.
Of course. So you get it right and you perfect it. And which they all will, because again, this is a spectacular cast. Please come see the show. Come on over to the Studio Theater at the Center to see these guys sing all this tight harmony, fantastic music from the 50s and the 60s, and a little surprise thrown in. But the show starts with a bang and does not end. 90 minutes of full-on high energy, to the wall.
Sure.
No,
Oh, yeah.
I'll say it, balls to the wall, singing and dancing, and there are some absolutely beautiful ballads in the show as well. Brett has a gorgeous song, and Eric does too, and even there's a song called Mother Road where you guys sound so good on that harmony. And then Eric has King of the Road.
Yeah.
A little bit of that.
All right, help me set it up, boys. Trailer for sale or rent. Rooms to let 50 cents.
Yes.
No phone, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes, all but 2 hours of pushing broom. Mine's a 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means. King of the road.
Hey!
Okay, everybody, thanks for joining us today. Lunch Break with ATI. Please, please, please get your tickets for Route 66. And this weekend, actually Friday, January 26th, is the fundraiser for ATI at BASH. And if you go on our website, atistage.org, that's atistage.org, you can see how to get tickets for that. And that's going to be a really fun evening over at BASH. It's a really cool facility over near Merchant Square in Carmel. And it's going to be costumes, cocktails, comedy, all those things. We're having people in the community, personalities in the community, Brian Kelly of Current, Frank Basile and his wife Katrina, our board members, and like 25 people wear costumes from past ATI productions. And they do a little runway modeling show. And hopefully it will be hilarious and raise money for the Professional Equity Theater Company in Carmel and the only equity theater company in Hamilton County. So thank you so much, Cindy Collins, one of the co-founders. Thank you guys.
Woo!
Come see these awesome gentlemen in Route 66. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.